Hello, welcome to Lakewood Next Daily Devotions. We've been unpacking these three verses, Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, 15, and 16, in which Jesus talks about this imagery of light. He says, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden." That's verse 14. But now in verse 15, he goes further and he says this, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden." But then in verse 15, "Nor do people light a lamp and place it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house." If you grew up in church at all, you may know the song, "This little light of mine." Yeah, hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. Anyway, oh man. But the nature of light is to shine and be seen. When I was a kid, I went to Carlsbad Caverns with my parents. And there was one spot where we were way down in the cave. And the guide says, "I want to let you experience true darkness." And so the lights went out, and the darkness was so thick. It was heavy. It was so dark. And then this guide lit a single lighter, and the light from that little flame, which would not make a big difference in a room filled with light, but in this cave, in the utter darkness, was almost blinding in its brightness. No matter how heavy the darkness, it does not overcome the light. And Jesus has told us that we are the light of the world, and that we shouldn't take that light and try to hide it. We're supposed to be seen. We're supposed to be so different in our values and hopes that it draws attention. It draws the sight of others like a flame in the darkness draws your eye. 1 Peter 3:14 says, 3:15, "In your hearts honor Christ as the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it in gentleness and respect." The underlining understanding of this verse is that our hope and our reactions to the things of life should be of such a nature that it causes people to scratch their heads and wonder how. A reason for the hope that we have within us. Jesus tells us that you are the light of the world, which means that it is okay for people to see you and notice that there is something different about you. It's okay for people to see us and wonder what makes us so different when we respond to tragedy and loss, when we respond to anger and betrayal, even when we respond to windfalls and successes. That our hope is so fixed in Jesus that as we react and respond to life, it causes people to scratch their heads and marvel at the light that they see. Go be the light and see what God does next.